The LEGO Minecraft World will be on display in just a few weeks at Brickworld in Chicago. You'll be able to get $2 off admission by using the code CHEESY when you buy tickets at brickworld.com. I'm going to have more details in the video description, and I hope to meet some of you there. It's been over 2 years since the original Plains Village was added to the LEGO Minecraft World in its third episode. As the display gets closer and closer to completion, we're left with a few interesting little gaps to fill, and one of those is between the Plains Village and the jungle. The structural elements of the game have always been some of the most fun to build in LEGO, so it seems only natural to fill this gap in with an expansion to the Plains Village. In today's episode, we're going to be making some much needed changes to that original 2-year-old village module, but also expanding upon it with some new structures as well. So hey, let's get to building. Okay, so you probably noticed the Minecraft world's looking a little dusty at this point. It is 2 years old after all, so I hope you'll forgive me, but I accepted this random thing from Clean My Bricks. I mean, as a product, it works perfectly fine, but the real kicker here is the fact that they're gonna try to charge you $100 for it. So no, I'm not going to be leaving my affiliate link in the description. If you want the same exact thing for a fifth of the cost, just search something like keyboard vacuum on Amazon. A much better way to support the channel is just leaving a like on this video and telling me that my gecko is cute. Anyway, let's take a look at that old village module. One of the main things that really needs to be changed after all these years is the blacksmith roof, which has never been game accurate. You can see here that it's actually a whole 2.5 plates shorter than it should be. And the biggest reason for that, honestly, is because back then I didn't have the parts nor the budget to do it properly. I probably didn't have the skill either. The Minecraft series has come a long way since then, and I think we hold ourselves to a higher standard at this point, so it's time to get this fixed once and for all. A small change that does a lot here too, I think, is the tiles on either side that really help convey the blocky look of the game. The inaccuracy here has been weighing heavy on my heart for years, so it's so nice to have this done. Let's continue with the rest of the expansion. So we're going to be adding half a chunk between the original village and the jungle. And we'll start by laying down the village path, which will require some modification to the original module. Of course, I'll be making use of that pretty iconic Cheesy Studios bracket path technique, a technique that we've repurposed all across the display in the many different villages. The structures that we're looking to accommodate here are a classic Minecraft well and also a small house. It's complexities like the village pathing that keeps building in this style so exciting and fun for me, even though I've been building with LEGO for years. I mean, it's a level of subtlety you can hardly pick up on camera, but to me, it's totally worth it. We'll put some water at the bottom of this well. I'm using medium azure as a backing as opposed to the regular dark blue, just to give it a bit more pop in this darker environment. And I suppose that means that it's time to tile this thing off. As I've done in the past with this and other villages, I'm going to make some of the main structures detachable. It's always fun to take them out at conventions and show them to people up close. And then we'll get our flower stems added in too. It's crazy how just a few simple steps like that really make this feel like a Minecraft build. Next, we're gonna start working on that village house. I'm basing it off this house in particular, and that's because of all the small village houses, this one has probably the most detail packed into it, so it's gonna be really fun to build. It seriously is a small house though, with only some 2x3 blocks of interior space, enough room for a bed and a table, and place to maybe fit one minifigure. Perhaps my favorite detail that I've replicated here are the trapdoors for the flower pots out front, made with inverted 1x1 plates in medium nougat. There's plenty of texture to be found throughout the rest of the build too, using the backside of masonry bricks to create the oak plank texture, and then there's 1x1 tiles in the cobblestone too to give that a bit more dimension. Ironically, another first for the Plains Village is the use of a door in one of the structures, made using fairly simple techniques with some jumpers and some snot construction. I've also gone ahead and added these doors to the existing house and the blacksmith. The roof of the new house is going to be constructed very similarly to the one we just did for the blacksmith, just at a slightly smaller scale. It's all built on its side so that it can be easily made block accurate. The only thing that gets a little bit tricky are the connection points, which are exclusively at the top. But since the roof isn't all that big, I don't have to worry about gravity pulling it down. Yeah, it's a perfect little addition to our village and it fits the vibe quite nicely. Now let's go ahead and add that well. This well has a very special place in my heart. I made it back in 2019. It was featured in the first LEGO Minecraft video I did on this channel. It needed to be in this display, that's for sure. I'll re-add that lamppost that I uprooted earlier, and that should mark the completion of all the structures in this village. Now, having undergone 2 major expansions, I'm really happy with the place where this Plains Village is at. It feels much more in line with the other 2 villages in the display. Now we'll add back some of the mobs from earlier. I did make some modifications to this Iron Golem. Let me know what you think. I know he needs feet, but I don't know how to attach them quite yet, but I like how that body looks. Here's a baby villager, just one of the micro mobs from the original Minecraft sets, a jungle villager exclusive to the Red Barn set, and then of course we need to add some cats all over the place. I love that the LEGO Minecraft team keeps giving us new cat variants. We're getting closer to having all of them, which is really exciting. And here the village is back in the rest of the world. It does a great job of filling in one of those obnoxious gaps, but there is one obvious gap left. That's the 1x1 in between the desert and plains villages. And so I thought I'd fill that one in too. Originally, this was intended to be part of this year's April Fool's video that unfortunately didn't come together in time. Surprisingly, this module has been requested by quite a number of people. It's a creeper crater. It might not look like that from the surface, but you can easily remove a chunk of terrain to show the explosion that's been left behind. I've wanted to build this module for a long time because it's the perfect place to feature my all-time favorite LEGO Minecraft character, Side-Eye Guy. I'm so glad that the LEGO Minecraft theme has been starting to lean into these goofy skins again. We saw a bunch of them earlier this year. Hopefully the summer wave of sets gives us some more varied expressions like these two. They're fantastic. Our bonus little module fits snugly in between here, providing a very nice transition between the desert, jungle, and plains biomes. As much as I would like to continue to expand this village further towards the snowy side of the display, I think it's time to call this village complete. It's got all the essentials, and by focusing on transitions around this village instead of more structures, I think it's going to allow some breathing room and give this village a chance to shine. I'll be adding one last module to the display before Brickworld in Chicago, and that episode is already available as early access to channel members. It's my way of saying thank you for all the financial support they give to this very expensive project. You can hit the join button below to find out more. But thank you all for watching this far. Have yourself a great life, and I'll see you later.